Hello everyone. Today is a grammar lesson. We are going to learn phrasal verbs about science and technology. You will know rules and make some exercises. Let's begin. But firstly, let's remember our last lesson. Let's talk about computer. Look at this mind map. Computer. What is a computer? What are the main parts of computer? What types of computer do you know? What is hardware and software? Let's think about basic operations of a computer. Phrasal verbs, transitivity and word order. Phrasal verbs can be intransitive, they have no object. Фразові дієслова можуть бути неперехідними, і вони не мають прямого додатку. We broke up 4 years ago. Or transitive, they can have an object. Або вони можуть бути перехідними і потребують же після себе прямого додатку. Please switch off the light. Intransitive phrasal verbs are never separated. Неперехідні фразові дієслова ніколи не поділяються. For example, we broke up 4 years ago. But a phrasal verb is separable when it is transitive. Але фразове дієслово подільне, якщо воно перехідне. Please switch off the light. Or you can say, please switch the light off. Але будьте уважними. But if we use a pronoun, we must separate the phrasal verb. Отже, якщо ми вживаємо займенник, ми потребуємо розділити фразове дієслово. For example, please switch it off. You have to memorize phrasal verbs and their meanings. Now we are talking about transitive phrasal verbs. Most transitive phrasal verbs are separable. This means that noun objects can go after the particle or between the verb and the particle. Look at these examples. He can't figure out the instructions. He can't figure the instructions out. Now we are going to do some practice. Please form 3 sentences about technology for each separable phrasal verb. Example: put together. It means assemble. The first sentence: it's difficult to put together a new device. The second sentence is: it's difficult to put a new device together. And the third example: it's difficult to put it together. Please, now it's your turn. Then is transitive phrasal verbs. Some transitive phrasal verbs are inseparable. This means that both noun and pronoun objects always go after the particle. You cannot separate the verb from its particle. Example: we cannot say Sam ran his boss into. We only say Sam ran into his boss or Sam ran into him. Practice number 2. Use the separable and inseparable phrasal verbs to discuss good manners when using a computer or cell phone. Example: don't carry on a cell phone conversation during a wedding. You have inseparable verbs: carry on, count on, go after, and separable verbs: start over, get out of, talk into. Now it's your turn. Next is transitive phrasal verbs 3. Be attentive. A small group of transitive phrasal verbs must be separated. For example, we cannot say, I have to do over the report. We must say, I have to do the report over. Now, practice number 3. Please ask and answer the questions with a partner using 3-word verbs in your answers. Example: is it difficult for you to keep up with new technology? Why or why not? Now it's your turn. Transitive phrasal verbs. Some transitive phrasal verbs are used in combination with certain prepositions. A phrasal verb plus preposition combination, also called a 3-word verb, is usually inseparable. For example, I think I should drop out of this class. I can't keep up with new technology. Practice number 4. Use the intransitive phrasal verbs to describe your experiences with different forms of technology. Example: run out. It means not have enough. Last week, the photocopy machine ran out of toner. You need to use phrasal verbs: close down, call back, blow up, play around, empty out, sign up. It's your turn. Intransitive phrasal verbs. Some phrasal verbs are intransitive. This means that they don't take an object. For example, son, hold on, I'm busy talking on the phone right now. Dad, hang up and call the fire department. Be careful. If the direct object is a pronoun, it must go between the verb and the particle. I turned it off. Be attentive. When the noun object is part of a long phrase, we usually don't separate the phrasal verb. We cannot say, He charged the battery in the handheld computer up. We say, he charged up the battery in the handheld computer. Now you can see some examples of using phrasal verbs about science and technology. Cell phone helpline. This is my first cell phone. I'm trying to figure it out. I looked over the directions, but I'm still confused. When I make a phone call, all the buttons of the phone light up, and I don't know what to do. Help! Every time I want to call up someone on this cell phone, the phone cuts me off. I just heard a strange sound. I'm afraid this phone is going to blow up. Please help me out. Let's remember, phrasal verbs that follow these rules are called separable. Separable because you can separate the verb and the particle. Transitive. Transitive because you need a direct object. Phrasal verb because there is a verb and a particle. Our lesson is over. And now please answer my questions. Which activity did you like the best? What was the most interesting for you? Can you sum it up and remember which phrasal verbs we call intransitive or transitive, separable or inseparable? It is long and hard work to learn phrasal verbs, and only those who never stops will succeed. So remember the words of the famous English philologist Palmer. Learning English has a beginning, but no end. Good luck to everyone.